I have been both resistant to dissent and intrigued by dissent for quite some time. Resistant to it because as a primary solo player and as somebody who does not want to use an app in playing, I felt it would be unplayable and wasn't really even open to trying the app. But I decided recently to get over that and at least give it an attempt, and I'm glad I did because what you're looking at here is the result of two plays of the game so far. The first was using the app, and I had these three characters that went through the first, basically the tutorial of the app, which enabled me to gain some experience or points to gain these cards. And then I played and just lost the Fat Goblin scenario. This is the end of it. You're seeing Splig here moving off the entrance with Frederick, who he captured and I was unable to rescue, and I didn't even get a chance to begin to attack him. In the first act of this scenario, the goblins stole two of the four crops, thus giving Splig even more health, and there would just be no way for me to even deal with that. I did get rid of a lot of the enemies throughout. I did not play this, I will say, with an app. I simply decided, after familiarizing myself with the system through the tutorial, to play it with a mechanism where I pulled the Overlord cards, and this is the Overlord's hand at the end of the game, use them to the best advantage of the Overlord, and also did basically like a chit pull system where I activated randomly the characters and the enemy groups. I did that kind of halfway through the campaign to test and see whether that made more sense than just alternating, and it did seem to offer a bit more flexibility and surprise in the game. Overall, I think that playing both sides without the app wasn't too onerous because it's fairly clear what the objectives are. Well, it's very clear what the objectives are from the quest books, and it is fairly easy, I think, using the cards and pulling them in to determine when you would use a card and when not. The main question that I have, and I'm still working out, is how many Overlord cards to pull in and when. I did not start with an Overlord hand. I simply pulled them in when activating a group and used them, basically checked to see the usage if it was possible at each turn, and if it was, I would use it. Is it a sophisticated AI that way? No, but the game itself, I think, offers enough richness that it enabled me to get into the story and the different scenarios to experience the game without feeling like I was just playing both sides and without really needing the app. So I ended up using the app just to get me into the game enough, and then moved away from it and can see myself playing through the rest of the quests without it. So that is the brief perspective from a non-app gamer into Dissent, and feeling that it is actually possible and pretty effective and easy to play it appless.